Have you ever opened a text message, tapped the plus sign beside the typing area, and wondered, what are all of these things? You may see photos, stickers, location, polls, check-in, and several other options you have never used. Today I'm going to explain what iMessage apps actually are, show you a few that can be genuinely useful, and help you remove the ones that are simply cluttering up your Messages app. And the good news is, you are not deleting your regular apps from your iPhone. You are only cleaning up this little menu inside of Messages. Hi everyone, if we haven't met, I'm Ellen, and I help older adults feel more confident using their iPhones and iPads. The Messages app can do much more than send a simple text. But when there are too many choices in front of you, it can feel confusing instead of helpful. By the end of this video, you will know where these options come from, which ones you may want to keep, and how to hide the rest. If you're a member of the Confidence Club or the PDF Club, you'll receive a PDF guide to go along with this video. If you want more information about either of those clubs, you'll find the links in the video description. First, let's clear up the name. An iMessage app is simply a small tool you can use without leaving a text message conversation. To find them, open the Messages app. I already have a message open, but go ahead and tap into any conversation. And next to where you type, tap the plus sign. This opens a menu of extra things that you can add to a message. For example, you may be able to send a photo, share your location, send a voice recording, create a poll in a group conversation, or let someone know you arrived safely. Think of iMessage apps as little shortcuts inside Messages. They are not separate apps you need to open from your home screen. They are tools that appear while you're already sending a message. Most of these work best in a conversation with blue message bubbles. Blue bubbles mean you are using iMessage with another Apple user. If the conversation has green bubbles, some of these extra features may not be available or may not work the same way. Let me show you a few that I think are worth knowing about. The first one is photos. So tap the plus sign next to the input area. Go ahead and locate and tap on Photos. You can then choose the picture that you would like to add to your message. Tap the check mark in the upper right corner, and then tap the blue send arrow to send it. This is useful when you want to quickly send someone a photo without leaving the conversation and opening the Photos app. I'm going to go ahead and delete this photo out of here, and I'm going to swipe down on the gray bar here to just get rid of the Photos area. Another useful option is location. I'll tap the plus sign, I'll look for location, and depending on your iPhone, you may need to scroll further to see it. Once you locate location, tap on it, and here you can share your current location with someone or request their location if they have agreed to share it. This can be especially helpful if you are meeting family or friends somewhere and want them to know where you are. I'm going to swipe down on the gray bar again. I'll tap on the plus sign. Another wonderful feature is check-in. I'll go ahead and tap on check-in. It lets a friend or family member know when you arrive at a destination, such as home after an evening out, or maybe you're traveling to a vacation area. You choose the person, set up the check-in, and your iPhone can notify them when you arrive. If there is an expected delay, it can share helpful information with them if you choose to allow it. I have a video on check-in alone. I'll post that in the video description. I'm going to get rid of the check-in by tapping the X, If you are in a group text with family or friends, you may also see the option for polls. I'll go ahead and scroll down. You see the option here for polls. So for example, instead of sending several messages back and forth asking which restaurant should we choose, you can create a poll with a few choices and let everyone vote. Another of my favorites is send later. I'm just going to scroll towards the top. You'll see an option to send later. I'll tap on it. And so this is maybe you receive a text message late at night and don't want to answer the person because you fear that you may disturb them. Well, here you can select the date and time that you want to send this message. So I can select, say, Monday, if I want to do that, at 9 a.m. And once I do that, you'll see that that's the time that this message will send. I can add my message, and then I can go ahead and I can tap on the send area. So if I just type in, I'm just going to type in test, and I'll tap on the send area. And now this message appears in a bubble, but it won't be sent until Monday at 9 a.m. If I want to get rid of the message, the send later message inside of the text input, I can just hit the X and that is gone. I use this feature often. It's a wonderful feature. You certainly do not need to use every one of these tools, but now you know where they are and that they may be helpful to you. The trouble is the plus menu can become crowded. You may have options for stickers, games, shopping apps, gifts, or other things you do not use. Then the helpful choices such as photos or location are much harder to find. So let's clean that up. Again, this will not remove an app from your iPhone. It simply removes that app from the messages menu. If you change your mind later, you can always turn it back on. So let's start by opening the Settings app. I'll tap Settings. I'm going to make sure that I'm on the main settings page. I'll scroll to the bottom and I'll tap on Apps. Now I'm going to tap on the M on the right-hand side so that I can get to Messages a little more quickly. I'll go ahead and tap on Messages. Now tap on iMessage apps. So I'm going to scroll down. I see iMessage apps. I'll go ahead and turn that on. Here you will see a list of apps that are allowed to appear in the Messages menu. You can take a moment to look through the list. If you see an app you never use in Messages, tap the switch next to it to turn it off. So right now I'll turn off Home and I'll turn off Invites. Once you've turned them off, that switch is turned to gray. So for example, if you never use a particular game or sticker app or shopping app in Messages, turn that switch off. I would suggest keeping the tools you are most likely to use, such as photos, locations, audio, or check-in. There is no perfect list. This is your iPhone, so keep the options that make sense for you and hide the ones that do not. When you are finished, go back to the Messages app. So I'll swipe out of Settings app, I'll tap on Messages, I'll tap on the plus sign, and the couple that I turned to gray, they are no longer listed in the iMessage app area. So now your menu should now be simpler and easier to use. If you turn something off and later decide you want it back, don't worry. Go back to the Settings app, scroll to the main settings area, tap on the apps at the bottom, locate your Messages app, locate iMessage apps, find the app that you want to turn back on. I'll turn home back on. And now that will show back up in the iMessage menu. You can also add new iMessage apps by opening a conversation. So let's go back to messages. I'm going to go ahead and tap the plus sign. And now I'm going to choose Store. But my advice is not to add apps just because they're available. There'll be free apps here. There will also be paid apps. Start with the built-in tools you already have. They are often all you need. So remember, iMessage apps are simply extra tools inside the Messages app. You can use them to send photos, share locations, create polls, and more. And if the menu feels too busy, you can clean it up by going to Settings, Apps, Messages, and iMessage apps. Take just a few minutes today to remove anything that you do not use. The next time you need to send a photo or share your location, it will be much easier to find. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more simple iPhone and iPad tips, and I'll see you in the next video.